All right. Today we're going to go over Route Planner here in this tutorial, and Route Planner is designed to be very simple to use, but we'll get into some more advanced features as well. Okay, here we are in Carson City, and what I'm going to do is start Route Planner by selecting the Route Planner button along the right-hand Tools menu, just like that, and then placing the first waypoint. Now, the closer in you zoom, the more accurate your waypoint will be, okay? And so now, while we're in street or pavement mode, we're going to go ahead and let Route Planner navigate us outside of town. Okay, so there you see that Route Planner automatically followed the pavement outside of town. Let's go through the different modes. In the Route Planner tray that popped up, you'll see the rightmost button is highlighted. That little car means street, a primary street or pavement. The second mode there is off-road. And what this does is it prefers off-road or secondary unmaintained roads. This is an important concept because if you are creating a route from San Francisco to Los Angeles and you have off-road selected, it's going to take you on secondary routes, secondary roads, unimproved roads the entire way. That can cause some confusion if you don't understand that. Also, some roads, secondary roads, you cannot route using the pavement mode. So you need to swap back and forth between these different routing modes to get the most accurate route. Okay, so let's come down here, and now we're going to start in off-road mode. Now, there is an important concept here, and that is that currently Route Planner does not route along our motor vehicle use map routes. So you can use them for reference, but to get more accurate routing, and again, to reduce confusion, you know, either toggle back and forth with that layer on and off, but when you are actually plotting a route, you probably turn it off so that you can see where your route is actually going to go. So I'm going to turn that layer off. And now we can see that secondary road here in our map data. So that means Route Planner will track along that route. So I'm going to go into offline mode. Not offline mode, off-road mode. And now we are plotting along a secondary unimproved road. If we were in pavement road, it probably would not. Okay, now let's talk about waypoints and how to adjust these waypoints. The active waypoint is always in the route planning tray at the bottom of the screen. In order to make a waypoint active, you tap it. And then once you tap a waypoint, you can press hold it and then move it. There you go. Now, if you want to add a waypoint, let's make this one active. We're going to move it. Okay. And then we're going to add a waypoint. We do that by tapping on the route. There you go. Now we've added a waypoint. We can press hold and move it. Now in this case, the reason it looks like a straight line going to 6 is because it's actually going out to the waypoint 6 and then it's going back to waypoint 7. Okay, now let's delete this. You do that by selecting the trash can icon. Delete it. Yep, that's it. Now, in between waypoints, you'll see the distance between waypoints, and then in the route planning tray, you'll see the total distance. For the routes that you've created or for the waypoints you've created, you can get detailed information for each waypoint. And in fact, detailed instructions by expanding the route planning tray and then scrolling through the waypoints. This is super useful because if you want to meet somebody at waypoint 4, you can simply tap the blue text, boom, it copies the coordinates, and then you can send those coordinates in an email or in a text or anything you choose. Okay? Now, a final thing to go over. Let's pretend there is no road. You are on an expedition, you are going through the jungle, and you have downloaded our offline maps for the area, but you need to forge your own path. That is where As the Bird Flies comes into play. As the Bird Flies is simply tapping to create waypoints, and it will place a waypoint wherever you tap. There's no automatic routing. Now, this comes in extremely handy when you are off grid, because off grid Route Planner will not automatically route. So what will happen if you are in pavement or off-road mode is you'll tap and nothing will happen. Go to As the Bird Flies if you are disconnected from any kind of cell service, and you'll be able to plot a route along your path. No problem. Okay, now we've got our route, and say we have a convention, and our convention is any path we have not gone over, we make reddish. So now under changing the route color, you tap change, select your route color, and then, or select one of these route colors up here that we have predefined. Select your route color and say change. Now your route will be red. Maybe once you drive it, you've confirmed that it's good, then you can make it green. You know, that part is up to you. Okay, now we're done creating our route. We're gonna go ahead and save it. I click save. Important concept. You can quick save. That's what we're gonna do today. Or you can add details. If you add details for your route, what we do is we upload it to the Overland bound server so you have a backup copy on our servers. That's how that mechanism works. Routes are private, so nobody else will see your route unless you specifically share it with them. For now, I'm going to say quick save. Boom. Okay, and now we have our route. There it is. Now the way I use routes typically is if I am in Los Angeles and I need to get to Carson City, I will simply hit the beginning of my route, and then I'll say navigate. And then once I hit navigate, I can select my app and I can get to the trailhead or the beginning of the route, and then I can follow the route from there. Let's go over some concepts about sharing this route. So the first prerequisite to share a route with another member of the community, somebody else with Overland Bound 1, is that the route needs to be uploaded to our servers. Clearly, you won't be able to share if you are off-grid. You have no connection. But when you're on-grid, what I can do is I can edit this route. I click the Edit button in the summary card. Boom. Okay. And then I get all the information about my route. And then I'm going to add a few details. Well, first of all, let me show that you can edit your route at any time. So let's go out here, highlight that. I'm going to add another waypoint. We're going to save it again. Boom. Okay, now we've edited our route. So you can edit your route at any time. Now this is handy if you are creating a really clean off-road GPX track. You can come back in once you've actually traveled the path, update your route, and then save that as a GPX file. I'll show you that in a second. So right now, again, we're getting to the point where we can share it. Let's go ahead and change the default name I'm not going to add a picture for now. I'm going to say, great route. Now, the required details for a route are fairly simple. That's all we need to do. We say update, boom. This will trigger the application to say I have all the information I need, and it will upload it to the Overland bound servers. Okay, then you'll have a backup. That's why this is important. You'll have a backup. We are very careful with our data, and we want you to have a backup of everything. So now, if I go to my locations, I will see that uploaded OB route. That has been uploaded. Okay. Now, if I click on the icon, I have a new button, and it is share. Boom. I click share. My friend Mike, people I talk to a lot, I can copy the link. Now I can send this route to anybody I want, and they can open it in their version of Overland Bound 1. If they simply type the icon, the app will open and they will see your route. Now, because this route is private, they need to bookmark it in order to save it. Boom. That's how they do that. Bookmark it, and now it will not go away. If they were to just tap off of the summary card once they open your route, it would go away and they would need to tap your link again. And that's because routes by default are private. Other people cannot see them, okay? Now in the future, we're going to have collaborative routes. So not only can you share them with people, but you can give them permission to edit. That's coming up in the near future. Your route remains dynamic. You, as the owner, can still go into the route. You can edit the route. Just like that. Okay, that covers the basics of route planners. You guys, as always, if you have any questions, reach out to support@overlandbound.com, or you can go to the OB1 app section of our forums or our Q&A section for OB1 app and ask your questions there. We're glad to help. Okay, see you in the next tutorial.